Okay, so here we go. I didn't really expect to do this today, but I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a sneak preview of the new upcoming event vehicle, the T-72M2 Moderna. We're just going to go ahead and just call it the T-72 for right now because this is basically through and through a really beefy T-72A. And I know what you guys are thinking, it's not a T-72A. It kind of is in the base. I'll go and explain in today's video. Now, if you guys are expecting some sort of gameplay, you are going the wrong way. Just saying. Okay, if you guys were expecting some bit of gameplay of this, I am sorry to say this is just going to be a quick little overview and some opinions that I have about the Russian tanks. Now, if there's one thing you guys should know about this channel, I am a Russian main when it comes to War Thunder and their ground forces. It's one of my most spaded trees. It has the most talismans in it. I think Sweden or Israel might have that now, but for the most part, I play more of Russia than anything else in War Thunder, so I believe I have a pretty good understanding of what this vehicle might bring into the game. Now, first things first, if you guys by any chance want to get access to this, all you have to do is just partake in the event, build the vehicle. You guys know the whole spiel about this, so I won't go too far into detail about it, but instead, let's talk further about this. So again, I guess the real first things first about the vehicle itself is the armor. That's one thing I want to go ahead and point out. Now, it does have a brand new type of ERA in the game that has never been around, and it is a, I believe a quote-unquote NATO type of ammunition, or ERA or protection, because this vehicle was modernized by the West, which is very uncommon for the most part, but is very nice to have because this is what we like to call, I guess, Dynas ERA. I don't know what I mean by Gaijin. It's not the best, right? It does stop kinetic, as you can see right here, 100 millimeters of kinetic protection, 550 against chemical. Apparently, this is a little off. I've been told it might be a little off. I don't really know for certain, but this is what we have currently in the game. And everything you're seeing, by the way, is subject to change. Just saying, okay? You do have a lot of it over the sides, in the front of the vehicle itself, on the top. You do have slat armor all over the place, which is very nice for the most part. But I'm sure you guys are looking at that top, which we'll get to it right now. But when I say this is nothing more but a T-72A, there's the base armor. Yeah, this is the exact same armor you will find on the A and on the T-64A, which are both 9.0 and 9.3 vehicles respectively. And this vehicle sits at battle rating 10.0. Do I expect it to stay here? Absolutely not. And I'll explain why in a quick moment. Going further with the vehicle itself, that is really it when it comes to the ERA of this vehicle. Is it going to protect much of this vehicle? Not so much. And let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. I know the analysis is a little bit of a hit or miss for the most part, but let's just say Germany, let's bring out maybe the 2A4 DM23. Now, it's going to do fairly okay against it for the most part, but if I bring out a vehicle, say, let's say USA, let's say the Striker, right? Don't mind that background noise. It's just my phone kind of going crazy right now. Take a look at, actually, instead of the Striker, the AMBT, right, the KEW. You guys know the Sable type. As you can see right here, it is very much going to go through this vehicle without much issue. Now, back onto the Striker itself, which is M900 is a fairly common type, and I think it's a very good mid-ground for this BR. 522 base pen. As you can see, it's going to go through without too much issue. C76, maybe not too much for the most part. Definitely a 10.0 type of armor, but given this vehicle's capabilities, its firepower and its optics. Now, those are two very important things. As you can see right here, typical Russian stuff. 2 degrees vertical targeting. This is a stock vehicle through and through, so it's not going to be the best for the time being. 12 degrees in the horizontal, which is very rough in my opinion. But take a look at those optics, 4 to 12 times, and you do get a commander sight 2.5 to 10 times. You do not get a thermal sight for this vehicle. Unfortunately, you'd only get it, or excuse me, for the commander, you only get it for the gunner itself. And this is Generation 2, I believe, thermal sights. You do get a laser warning system and a laser range finder, which is very uncommon for the Russians. I'm going to say very unique, but it's very uncommon because the only vehicle I think that you have around this BR is the T-90A. I believe that's really it. There might be a few more I'm missing. But sadly, as I said earlier, you do not get a thermal sight for the commander, which is a huge shame. That might be subject to change. Who knows? But I know you guys are staring at it. Trust me, I am too. This is the same gun found on the BMP2 as a coax. You do not get any horizontal guidance or traverse at all. You only get vertical targeting speed plus 22 degrees a second plus 35. For vertical guidance, which is really good. You only fire the HE round. This may change. I don't think Gaijin is going to add the APDS belt. If they did, it's going to make this vehicle very absurd. So I think the HE, as it currently stands, is very good. By the way, you get a dozer. But here's another shell that is brand new to the game. I mean, there is nothing equivalent to this currently. This is the Tapna APFSDS. Almost 1,700 meters a second, 509 millimeters of base pen, 429 at 30, 294 at 60. At 10.0, that's really good. This is exceedingly good. You do get a tier 1 3BM22. I would think the Mango would be here, but no, 3BM22. But the Tapna shell, that's new. That's interesting. Laser rangefinder is going to pair up really well. Generation 2 thermal sights. I believe it's 2. It might be 3. I could be wrong. And that's really it. But when I did say it was a T-72 through and through, I think this is not the correct number for it, but because it is a stock vehicle for the most part. Pretty typical. 4 kilometers in reverse, 60 going forward, so it's not the best. And of course, you have ammunition all over the place. It's T-72. What do you expect, right? And the ammunition up here is very exposed. As you can see, so all you have to do is shoot up here, and guess what? You ammo rack the vehicle's 30 millimeter, and that's the end of that. So, yeah. And aside from that, take a look at the skins. This is my favorite, of course. One of the Lake Desert, Lake Green, and it looks really pretty. I mean, these markings, though, very, very pretty. But through and through, kind of being a little bit more of an opinionated guy, I don't really think Russia needs this. They don't need any more T-72s because top tier currently is absolutely absurd because of how many T-80s, T-72s, T-90s they got. Okay, more T-90s in the future, but that was the quick little overview of this. By the way, you get a shit ton of smoke too. It's awesome. But anyways, that's it when it comes to the T-72M2 Moderna. I would prefer the Pfizer variant, but okay, it's a bad joke. I know. Let me know what you guys think about this. The event is going to be starting up. I will be having a normal gameplay detailed overview of this vehicle in a couple of days when Gaijin decides to throw this at me. I will be doing the event as well, and I will be over on my live streams trying to do it as best as I can. If you guys want to check that out, link is down in the description below. If you want to support the channel, you know how to. 3% discount link. You get my decal in game. I get the 3%. What's not to love? And also my Patreon is down there. Cody Snap and Mort, I believe it is Mart. Thank you so much for supporting the channel via Patreon. I appreciate that so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys when this vehicle drops to the public. So as per usual, I'll see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but in War Thunder itself. Until next time.